Hey, you YouTuber. I hope you are having an amazing day, such as I am. I am here today to just give you a little bit of transparency of what into my life and my heart and why I chose to be a hypnotherapist and why I stand by it and the reason how I know it'll work for you and anybody who believes in it. Okay, so I was born and raised very I wouldn't say very religious. My parents, I grew up mother and father married for 16 years, the first 16 years of my life. We went to church first and third Sundays, and after that grandma house. And so we did, go to church on a regular basis. um so my journey in life, I would pick up the word, especially in my room at times when I was bored. I would pick up the Bible and read it. And then now, fast forward years later, I struggled with what I felt like an addiction of being in a relationship. So, what I mean by that, at the age, 13, 14, I remember being um, in a, I guess you could say, a relationship. Yes, a guy and I, we met and we talked on the phone. We wasn't intimate for a while because at that time we just had a house phone. I stayed way out in the country, so it wasn't easy to like just sneak around. So we talked for a while and we dated and we had our battles after we actually met up with each other. That relationship lasted 8 years. Throughout that time, it was a bunch of red flags that said leave, walk away, but I never got to. At this time, I can see I never got to really know myself. So, um, I would blame that person, oh, they cheated or whatever, or it could have been, from my perception now, just a lack of understanding how relationships operate. Okay, so fast forward a few years later, get a divorce from my first boyfriend, ended up turning to a husband. My second, um, long term, 8 years later, well, not 8 years later, but talking, and then end up being an 8 year marriage. We divorced after 8 years, and it's like a repeat cycle. And so I started questioning myself about this, what I thought was the American dream. And the American dream meaning that I, go through elementary, middle school, high school, I'll meet the love of my life, we'll fall in love, and we'll be together forever, and things of that nature. So, and I know it's a few, they can last. However, I didn't want to be that mother or that person in my life, in my future, what I could see in the mirror, that's hanging into a relationship or a marriage for the years, just to say, oh, I've been there for 5 years, or we've been married for 8 years, oh, it's been 27 years, let alone over 20 of the years we've been fussing, fighting, hitting each other, and but in public eye we're pretending. And so that's not the journey that I pictured myself with my spouse. So I didn't say it made it easy for me to keep going. However, it made it easier for me to keep trusting God and asking him what it is, what's going on. And so fast forward, after the second marriage, I manifested a relationship, and I was starting to look at other things besides, oh, is he a man of God, is he this and he that. I'm looking at zodiac signs. And so now it was with this, it's like, oh, I got this one sign, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, and then come to find out that's not it either. So it's like, okay, scratch it. What's going on with me? Work on me, Lord. and let me do what I need to do to work on myself, to know who I am and what I am and how much worth I am, and not to feel like I'm rooted into those things that are not like you. And if you know what I mean by those things that are not Christ, like that, like to be anxious, like anxious for nothing, and not being so. When I say anxious for nothing, not being in a hurry to get married. I now am learning that it every day is a faith walk, and it's just about trusting Him. I just wanted to let you know that throughout the pandemic with this my past relationship, it just took me for a toll. And so just scrolling through YouTube, I seen where someone was doing a hypnosis, and it helped for mental wealth and things of that and that. So I was like, okay, I'm about to try it. On the third time, I cried, and I was like, okay, I got to do this. I have to be a hypnotherapist because it worked. Because I was like, man, screw you. I don't care about you, because it's all about me. And ever since then, I just been thanking God. I am so grateful, and I am humbled to be able to take the time out to learn myself, to love myself, to be able to be the real true Kamana that I was before I lost focus. And that's just to motivate and encourage other people to be the best they can be. And so hypnosis just allowed me to really put those pieces together from the religious aspect. However, now I realize more and more that I am and we are spiritual creatures living a human experience. So, the hypnosis allows me to tap into that subconscious, that spiritual part of me that grasped onto things when I was younger, like, seeing my mom married, seeing my cousin get married, seeing my uncles and aunties and everybody, and feeling like, that's something I must do. And don't get me wrong, I grew up where it was shacking up. That was the issue. So, I just have a different perspective on life now. I know that I am the captain of my ship. I am. My mind is what I think, is what I imagine. And hypnosis has allowed me to take out those negative things that no longer serves me. And now I can put in those positive things, and I can continue to walk humbly, trusting and knowing that in due time, I will get those things in which my heart desires. However, patience is the most wonderful friend I have found through this journey. She has gave me a new light. I look at, and when I say patience, I look at her, like that spirit, as just being how I act, my attitude through the journey. So even going through the grocery store in line, not thinking about, I got to be such and such. No, just look at the people around, look at the ceiling. And one thing I told my friend, when it came down to learning about patience, these stoves really got to be careful, because I'm looking at the window sills. I am looking at the gravel on the floor. I'm looking like I'm in the now. Like, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but right now, is your store clean? But I do like your hair. And you have a beautiful smile. And you're just bringing yourself in the present moment and knowing that it's the now faith. Having the now faith is what we need. And that is what pleases God, because without faith, Without faith, you know what I'm saying? Without faith, we can't please him. And so, in order to please him, we have to start with our mind. The battle starts in our mind. And we have to know that we can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can imagine or think. So, again, hypnosis allowed me to just reprogram my mind, rewire my mind to know that it's all about me. It's all about me, self-preservation, and there's no way me as a drowning woman, you as a drowning woman, man can help anybody else until you learn to help save yourself. It starts with you. It starts with you, inside of you, and programming you. And so, again, I love hypnosis. I love what it does. It builds confidence. It helps with anxiety. It helps with overcoming addictions. It helps with childhood trauma, venting out dreams. Hypnosis helps with letting go of smoking, weight loss, all kinds of things. Just name it. Just look it up. Claim it. However, I just wanted to come to you today to be a blessing yet again and to just give you a little bit of background about me, hoping that we can continue to share each other love and light. And I pray you have a wonderful and blessed day. Namaste.